Hello students, welcome to our second module of Class 8 Civics, Social and Political Life 3, Chapter 5, Judiciary. In our previous module, we have discussed about the role of the judiciary as well as about the structure of courts in India. In this module, we will discuss about the different branches of the legal system and about the criminal justice system. So let us begin. There are two branches of the legal system, one that deals with the criminal law and the other that deals with the civil law. Let us begin with criminal law. Criminal law deals with conduct or acts that the law defines as offenses. For example, theft, harassing a woman to bring more dowry, or murder. It usually begins with the lodging of an FIR, that is the first information report, with the police who investigate the crime, after which a case is filed in the court. If found guilty, the accused can be sent to jail and also fined. Now let us talk about civil law. It deals with any harm or injury to rights of individual. For example, disputes relating to sale of land, purchase of goods, rent matters, divorce cases, etc. A petition has to be filed before the relevant court by the affected party only. For example, in a rent matter, either the landlord or tenant can file a case. The court gives the specific relief asked for. For instance, in a case between a landlord and a tenant, the court can order the flat to be vacated and pending rent to be paid. Now let us discuss about access to the courts. In principle, all citizens of India can access the courts in this country. This implies that every citizen has a right to justice through the courts. As we have discussed earlier, the courts play a very significant role in protecting our fundamental rights. If any citizen believes that their rights are being violated, then they can approach the court for justice to be done. While the courts are available for all, in reality, access to courts has always been difficult for a vast majority of the poor in India. Legal procedures involve a lot of money and paperwork, as well as take up a lot of time. For a poor person who cannot read and whose family depends on a daily wage, the idea of going to court to get justice often seems remote. In response to this, the Supreme Court in the early 1980s devised a mechanism of public interest litigation, or PIL, to increase access to justice. It allowed any individual or organization to file a PIL in the High Court or the Supreme Court on behalf of those whose rights were being violated. The legal process was greatly simplified, and even a letter or telegram addressed to the Supreme Court or the High Court could be treated as a PIL. In the early years, PIL was used to secure justice on a large number of issues, such as rescue of bonded laborers from inhuman work conditions and securing the release of prisoners. Do you know that the midday meal that children now receive in government and government-aided school is because of a PIL? Now let us discuss about the criminal justice system. The system of law enforcement that is directly involved in apprehending, prosecuting, defending, sentencing, and punishing those who are suspected or convicted of criminal offenses. The key players of the criminal justice system are the police, the public prosecutor, the defense lawyer, and the judge. Let us start with the role of the police in investigating a crime. One important function of the police is to investigate any complaint about the commission of a crime. An investigation includes recording statements of witnesses and collecting different kinds of evidence. On the basis of the investigation, the police are required to form an opinion. If the police think that the evidence points to the guilt of the accused person, then they file a charge sheet in the court. Remember, it is not the job of the police to decide whether a person is guilty or innocent. That is for the judge to decide. Now let us discuss about the role of the public prosecutor. A criminal offense is regarded as a public wrong. What is meant by this is that it is considered to have been committed not only against the affected victims but against society as a whole. In court, it is the public prosecutor who represents the interest of the state. The role of the prosecutor begins once the police has conducted the investigation and filed the charge sheet in the court. He or she has no role to play in the investigation. The prosecutor must conduct the prosecution on behalf of the state. As an officer of the court, it is his or her duty to act impartially and present the full and material facts, witnesses, and evidence before the court to enable the court to decide the case. Now let us discuss about the defense lawyer. The defense lawyer acts on behalf of the accused. The defense lawyer can cross-examine the witnesses and also ask the court to summon witnesses to prove that the accused is not guilty. Now let us talk about the judge. The judge is like an umpire in a game and conducts the trial impartially and in an open court. The judge hears all the witnesses and any other evidence presented by the prosecution and the defense. The judge decides whether the accused person is guilty or innocent on the basis of the evidence presented and in accordance with the law. If the accused is convicted, then the judge pronounces the sentence. He may send the person to jail or impose a fine or both, depending on what the law prescribes. Let us summarize what we have learned today. In India, there are two branches of the legal system, the civil branch and the criminal branch. The Supreme Court has devised a mechanism called PIL, that is the public interest litigation. There are four key players in the criminal justice system: the police, the public prosecutor, the defense lawyer, and the judge. Let us see what you have grasped today. Here are some questions for you. Your question number 1 is, FIR stands for dash, and the options are A, Further Information Report, B, First Information Rule, C, First Individual Report, or D, First Information Report. And the correct answer is D, First Information Report. Your second question is, PIL stands for dash, and the options are A, Public International Litigation, B, People's International Litigation, C, Public Interest Litigation, or D, People's Interest Litigation. And the correct answer is C, Public Interest Litigation. Your next question is, which of the following is not a key player in the criminal justice system? And the options are A, Judge, B, Police, C, Defense Lawyer, or D, Doctor. And the correct answer is D, Doctor. It's practice time now, and here is some homework for you. Your first question is, differentiate between the different branches of the legal system. Your second question is, why do you think the introduction of PIL in the 1980s is a significant step in ensuring access to justice for all? And your question number 3 is, who are the key players in the criminal justice system? Write about them. In our next module, we will move to History, Chapter 6, Weavers, Iron Smelters, and Factory Owners. Till then, take care of yourself, stay home, stay safe. Thank you.